Hello everyone, this is Miss Law and I'm making this video trying to share with everyone some basic functions that you can use on Excel and hopefully it can be helpful for you to finish your statistics assessment. Okay, so the first function I want to share with everyone is if you are typing information, especially in those columns on the top, and sometimes people might found the box is too small. Okay, so all the information can't fit into one single box. So let's say if you're typing, all these information here, and you will find the box is not displaying everything that you typed. So what you can do is you can basically drag this box. Okay, really easy. You can drag it and make it bigger. Right now we have a bigger enough box shows all the information you just typed. And also, you can make it smaller, right, by narrowing the column. So move your mouse to the line between two columns and you can drag it, either make it bigger or make it smaller. Okay, let's delete these first. The second part is very important for your assessment. It's about how to make those scatter plot graphs. Okay, so if you want to make a diagram, a chart, what you can do is selecting some data first. Let's select job title and average salary. So these two columns. Okay, if you need a graph that shows the relationship between these two variables, we can say this is a set of bivariate data. So if you want something shows and makes a graph for you, you need to go to the top, which it says insert. Okay, so click on the button insert, then go to here. It says, by the way, these all the little icons here are the different charts that you can make by using Excel, like pie charts, histograms, line graphs. Okay, so the one we are using for this assessment a lot is the XY scatter plot. Okay, so click on this little icon, which you can see as XY scatter. Then you can see the different options here. We just need the most basic one, so we just pick the first one, scatter. Okay, now you can see it's like magic. So Excel made the chart for you. Okay, you don't need to draw one by yourself. It's automatically there, really quick. However, this chart is not perfect enough. Okay, what is missing is, I will say, firstly, the title doesn't look very complete. Okay, so your title should reflect both of the variables. So your title should include the information for both the x-axis and the y-axis. So in this case, we can write a better title by saying this is job title versus average salary AUD. Okay, so the chart title need to include information for both the x-axis and the y-axis. Other than the title, we can't see the correct labeling for x and y axis. Okay, so x and y axis, they don't have the names. What we can do is you can go to the top left corner, go to here, and you can see something said, it says add chart element. Okay, so click on this one and go to axis titles. You can see two options, primary horizontal and primary vertical. So horizontal is for the x-axis and vertical is for the y-axis. We need to add both of them. Okay, so let's quickly do this for both of them. Okay, now once they have been added, you can basically just double click and change the title. So in here, we can change it to job titles, and on the right hand side, you can change that to average salary AUD. Okay, on the right hand side, you can also see some options if you want to change the text, the words, to different color, make them bold, make them bigger or smaller. You can double click and you have all these options here. Okay, even adding some background. And for the chart itself, you can make it bigger, right, or smaller by dragging one of the corner. On the top, you also have these options for the design of the chart, so called chart design. If you want something that's darker color, like black background, you can maybe pick this one. Or if you prefer something that's blue, you can choose style 8. If you want something that's basic, clean, won't go wrong, then style 1, this one will do the job. Okay, so basically this is how to make a scatter plot. All right, the next part is a tricky part. So sometimes, let's say, if there's a group or some students, if you want to make, let's say, a chart investigating the relationships between average salary versus years of study, right? According to our instructions before, you may select these 2 columns and you may go to insert, XY scatter, and you will get something look like this. That doesn't really make sense. Okay, and I'll tell you which part went wrong. So basically for Excel, it will automatically put whatever the first column you selected on the x-axis. Okay, so what does it mean is in this case, because average salary is the first column on the left-hand side, so Excel will put this on the x-axis. And then we'll put the second column, year of study, on the y-axis. Okay, so this is actually opposite to what we need, because we need average salary to be on the y-axis and year of study to be on the x-axis. Okay, because we want to test the relationship between years of study and average salary. So what we can do, we need to swap column B and C. Okay, basically we need to swap these 2 columns. But then again, students will have the question like, oh, how do I swap them? What should I do? Right, so if you want to swap columns like B and C, of course you have different ways to do it. Personally, what I always do, okay, is you can and also depends on your laptop. If it's a MacBook compared to someone has a Windows, it's definitely different. So what I will do is I will go to column B, go to right click, and go there's a button called copy. So I'll copy this entire column. And then I will go to column D. Okay, the reason why is because I want to insert it between C and D. So I'll go here and I'll say insert copied cells. So I'll do this. Right, now you can see I have the average salary behind year of study. So now we can go to select these 2 columns. Again, insert, XY scatter, and now we've got something that makes more sense. Okay, you can have the year of study on the x-axis and salary on the y-axis, and you can sort of see a little bit, linear relationship that you can analyze later. Okay, so let me move this to the side first. All right, now, but we've got 2 columns that both of them are average salary, right? So if we need to delete column B, simply just need to right click and you can see this tab called delete. Let's click delete. Okay, now it's gone. Okay, so yeah, these are the basic functions which you will require to use for your statistic assessment, and I hope everyone can find this video helpful. Okay.